After shocking the world last week with a win versus Cybertron, your LA Lakers are back, and this time they're taking on Olivia, whose team is beyond threatening. She has an Alolan Ninetales to set up Aurora Veil for Volcanion, Raging Bolt, and Garchomp. But she can also go Tailwind mode with Tornadus Therian. Her options in the Trick Room are pretty solid with Conkeldurr and Trevenant, as well as Fake Out support from Tinkaton, a Stantler that can set up Trick Room while also intimidating me, and a Glaceon to click Specs Blizzards in the snow. However, Olivia made a grave mistake. She has been very vocal on how Deoxys speed is a fraud. So today I'm here to prove her wrong with a Life Orb 4 attacks Deoxys speed. With a modest nature and 0 speed EVs, I am faster than Olivia's entire team, which means I can go max HP. Life Orb Flash Cannon knocks out Alolan Ninetales. Life Orb Thunderbolt can 2-shot Tornadus Therian as well as Volcanion. A boosted Terra Blast Ground can deal with Tinkaton, as well as avoid Thunderclaps from Raging Bolt. And Psycho Boost is simply a nuke into her team. Notice how I mentioned a lot of 2-hit KOs with Deoxys. That changes when I pair it with Helping Hand Sneasel, which allows me to knock out Volcanion, Raging Bolt, and Tinkaton with a Helping Hand boosted Life Orb Terra Blast Ground. Of course, Sneasel also provides me Fake Out support, while Triple Axle gives me a strong move into Tornadus Therian, Garchomp, and Raging Bolt. My last move is Snarl because she has a lot of strong special attackers like Raging Bolt and Volcanion, and I'm faster than them so I can weaken their special attack. Terra Ghost also allows me to avoid a Mold Breaker Fake Out from Tinkaton, which otherwise my Inner Focus would deal with if it had any other ability. This week I'm bringing one of my favorite Scarlet and Violet Annihilate sets from week 1 of the metagame, and that's Bulk Up, Rage Fist, Drain Punch, and Rest with a Chesto Berry. I have enough speed to outspeed most forms of Volcanion and Raging Bolt, and I went max HP and a ton of special defense. This can let me take a boosted Thunderbolt, a Steam Eruption, or even both and rest off the damage. Bulk Up Annihilate also means I have an option to Conkeldurr, which is very strong into my Trick Room mode. But that's not going to stop me from bringing Weakness Policy, Careful Nature DNC with max HP and max attack. My EV spread allows me to take a modest Steam Eruption from Volcanion and KO back with Diamond Storm. But I also have Play Rough for single target on Conkeldurr, Raging Bolt, and Garchomp. And like I mentioned earlier, this is one of my Trick Room Pokemon, with Protect to avoid Fake Out. If I want to try and get up Trick Room turn 1 in front of Tinkaton, I can go for a Terra Ghost. Bronzong is my next pick that can also activate Trick Room and also get my Weakness Policy activated with Earthquake, while using Gyro Ball to deal with Alolan Ninetales. The Aqua Berry lets me take a Heat Wave from a Volcanion, even if it's single target, and I went Terra Electric just to take on Electric type attacks from Raging Bolt while still resisting Tornadus Therian. Bronzong also gives me a switch into Earthquake Garchomp because of my Levitate, and Light Screen means Annihilate just does not die. Lastly, I have an Assault Vest Mudsdale that can take a Steam Eruption from Volcanion in a pinch, as well as a Draco Meteor from Raging Bolt, and deal with both back via high horsepower. And of course, I do have Heavy Slam to deal with Alolan Ninetales. While I do easily tank a Blizzard from Alolan Ninetales, I can Terra Steel just to tank it even better, while still being able to resist Tornadus Therian's Bleak Wind Storm. Rock Slide gives me an option to hit Terra Fly, Raging Bolt, and Tornadus Therian in the same slot. And of course, every single time I'm hit, my defense raises via Stamina, which is why I went with Counter as my last move as a means of dealing with Conkeldurr. So that's my team for week 2 of the SPL Pokemon Draft League. If you enjoy the content, make sure you let me know. Consider subscribing, as I'm on my way to 500,000 subscribers, and VGC has been pretty fun. This is only my 2nd week in a VGC draft ever. Also consider checking out my friend Olivia. She makes great content, and honestly, she's helped me out so much on the channel. Lastly, I want to give a big shout out to Genesis, Maddie, and Tony Flagon for all the help this week, Gentleman Thomas for the thumbnail image, and Pedro for all the awesome editing. I've held you up long enough, so let's get right into the battle. Week 2 of Season 3 of SPL, and I'm playing my good friend Olivia. She has a threatening team, and there's a Trevenant on that side of the field with Terra Stellar. Oh my god. Game 1, Deoxys plus Sneasel lead, Ape in the back with its Resto Chesto, and then the Mudsdale. I have to be really careful around Trevenant, especially because I decided to go Terra Ghost over the Terra Dragon I was most games with my DNC, because I was tired of getting Draco Meteored on that slot with Raging Bolt. If y'all enjoy the content, make sure you let me know. Feel free to leave a like, feel free to sub. Also, please subscribe to my friend Olivia. Makes great content. All right, it's base 56 speed on Trevenant, so all my mons will indeed be slower. Volcanion plus this. Let's see if this is Scarf. My pressure does go before Ninetales, which means it's not Scarf. I think my turn 1 is a simple Flash Cannon into the Ninetales slot. And then a Protect on the, or excuse me, and then a Fake Out on the Volcanion. If Ninetales opts to Terra Water, that means none of the other mons can Terra this game. And I can still do decent damage here. A double protected happened too. I could also call the Terra, but I think game 1 it's okay if I don't. So let me put Not Scarf next to Ninetales. Not Scarf. It's not Terra Ghost either. This might be a little bit obvious of a turn, and again, she may end up Terra Watering, but I'd be okay with it because it just means that one of the more offensive Terras cannot Terrasilize. And I still get a lot of damage off on it. Well, by a lot, I mean like 20%, but I still get damage on it anyway. All right, Fake Out into Volcanion, and I get the Flash Cannon off. Is it Focus Sash? It is Sash. Okay. Focus Sash. And then the Veil. Okay. So there's not a lot of turns of Veil though, which isn't too bad. Yeah, and Volcanion was not the what's it called? The Covert Cloak. I'm gonna Thunderbolt into Volcanion, and I think a Snarl is relatively safe. Weakness Policy would be a little bit annoying, but you'd have to go for, I think, well, Weakness Policy would be annoying, period. But I might as well figure out, right? I think this is just my best play because it lets me hit Ninetales while also hitting Volcanion. She does Terra Water the Volcanion right there. God, Pure Water is so nasty. Pure Water is so nasty. With Veil up too, but we are going to lower its special attack provided we do land our Snarl. Let's see. Big damage. No Weakness Policy or Weakness Policy? No Weakness Policy. We do miss our Snarl. No, we miss it on both? Why? Oh, that's so annoying. Now we're going to get a double down here. Well, maybe. That's so annoying. Oh, well. Icy Wind. And then Heat Wave. That's so bad, man. I would have actually lived on my Sneasel otherwise. Oh, well. Such is life. Yeah, I needed that Mon to go. I needed Ninetales to go down. Oh, well. But I also needed Volcanion weakened there. A bit of a shame. A bit of a shame. What do I want to do here? So it is Terra Water again. Man, that's rough. I'm gonna just Thunderbolt this and then rest off with my my ape. That's really rough, man. Okay, switch out Volcanion, which is fine. Maybe a Moonblast comes out in that slot. Oh, there's Trevenant. Icy Wind to give me a boost is kind of wild. Icy Wind to give me a boost is kind of wild. Nice. Get a nice little Thunderbolt off. I did go for Rest, which kind of reveals my hand a little bit early. Ah, man. I would have had the Snarl. No! It reveals my hand just a little bit early, but it is what it is, right? Nothing can be done about that. I just thought it would be a Moonblast plus Steam Eruption into this slot, which is why I was like, alright, I'd rather be at full while knocking out Ninetales. I'd much rather be at full while knocking out Ninetales. Mudsdale. Alright, let's see how fast Trevenant is. Or let's see how slow I am, rather, at -1. I am a relatively slow Pokemon. My god. Trevenant. There's a good chance I am slower than Trevenant here. Can't counter it. Might as well just attack into this. I mean, I'm boosted. But, like... I don't know. That was just a really rough turn, too. Rage Fist still should KO Trevenant. I mean, there's no reason not to Terrasilize, I guess, right? Trevenant will definitely KO me. I have to hope for a miss, basically. I'm going to high horsepower into you. I'm just going to hope for a miss. I literally have to hope for a miss. I really hope that it misses with Trevenant. I think I deserve a little bit of luck back just to start. But We'll see if it ends up going that way. We'll see. We'll see. I definitely think a little bit of luck, though, would help me out right here. Steam Eruption. Right into me. Please don't burn me, but also Trevenant, don't be faster. Oh my god. There's the burn. Alright, I am faster than Trevenant, which is good. Nice. Woof. Okay, I KO Trevenant, which is awesome. Beautiful. Also, I'm pretty sure that Volcanion... Let's see. That Volcanion is not choice specs. Okay, I could use a miss right now, excuse me. I could definitely use a miss right now. I think a safe Thunderbolt is pretty, like, Thunderbolt's pretty safe into me, though. Okay, I could definitely, if I get a miss on Volcanion, I could definitely do this. Volcanion needs to miss for me. Volcanion literally needs to miss for me. I very much need this to miss. If it misses, I have a really good shot at winning this game. If it misses, I have a shot at winning this game. Come on. Give me the miss. Give me the justice. It's definitely not going to miss. Ah. Oh, well. But. Oh, it gives information that I'm AV. And it burns me anyway, because why not? Why not? Booster. Oh, well. Oh, did I miss too, or just didn't kill? Good game. Great start. Great start. Really good start. We did get a little bit of information. We do want to be careful around Trick Room mode, though, because Trevenant's actually really strong into my Trick Room mode. Like, very, very, very strong. Let me see what happens here. But yeah, the reason everything mattered because, obviously, you know, one, none of my mons would have been slower, right? And I would have had the special attack drop, so I wouldn't have died on Deoxys. Or I wouldn't have taken as much of Deoxys. My Sneasel might have actually have lived as well on the -1 Sneasel. Sneasel, Snarl. Oh yeah, Sneasel would have guaranteed live because you wouldn't have broken my Focus Sash. Yeah, so Battle Gun with same rules. Let's do this. It's all good. We'll come back. A little bit of an unlucky start. A little bit of an unlucky start, but we'll definitely come back. Let me see. The same rules are selected. Yep. I'll be using the same team. Okay. Let's look forward how we can win this game. All right. I'm going to do the same thing. I think it's the same. It's very strong. I think it's very strong to my opponent. I don't know what the Volcanion's item is, but I'm going to be honest. I also don't care that much. I truly don't. Because I'm Sash, so I'll be able to live a hit. Deoxys speed, Deoxys literally needs to Terra Water in order to kill me. Unless she gets infinite burns. But I'm not going to adjust. I'm not. I think we're fine. Don't believe that is... I didn't Thunderbolt it last time, so I actually don't know the damage. I only Thunderbolted under Veil. Yeah, I only had Thunderbolted under Veil, so it's a fast. I think it's a fast Volcanion, but I could be wrong, again, because Icy Wind. Yeah, Snarl on that. 1 mon in the back. Would have been Raging Bolt. Okay, all we gotta do is land. I think if we land our attacks and we play well, we can do this one. If we land our attacks and we play well, we can do this one. That's the big thing. There's Tinkaton plus that. No problem. Tinkaton may be having the... Okay, Mold Breaker, great. Just gonna fake out you. Tinkaton may go for the... So Tinkaton might have the Covert Cloak. Do I care about faking it out? I wanna find out if it has Covert Cloak, right? I wanna find out. Let's see. Are you Covert Cloak? It didn't end up going for Fake Out. Beautiful. I get 50%. 60. Not bad. Is it Covert Cloak though? It is not Covert Cloak. Okay, nice. This does not kill. Nice. Good start. Don't burn. Tinkaton can be annoying. Thunderbolt's very free into that turn, into that slot. Fake Out did a good chunk. If I Terra here, I give up Terra on my other Mon though. So I'm kind of debating, because Terra ground and Tinkaton. Tinkaton into Terra ground. If it's offensive, it's not. I mean, it does a lot. Yeah, it can kill. I think I'll risk it. I think I'm gonna risk it here. There's potential to just lose the game right here, but I'm in a helping hand. Okay. That's what I was hoping would happen this turn. Okay, that's what I was hoping would happen this turn. Let's see. There's Trevenant. Let's see if she also Terrasla. I hope she's not Sugarberry. I also hope it's the offensive set that I think it is. If she's Sugarberry, no problem. Not no problem, but you know, problem obviously, but not the end of the world type. Helping hand. She doesn't Terrasalize. Let's see if this Terra Ground puts him down. Are you Sugarberry? Are you Sugarberry or are you AV? It's not Shuka. We knock out Tinkaton immediately. Beautiful. All right. Starting good. I still have my Pokemon available. Let's go. Let's go. We love to see it. Woo. That is definitely who I think that is. Yep. How do we win in the back? Terra Blast Ground owns that Mon. But I'm also very, very, very worried. I'm very worried about Trevenant. I believe Trevenant is just like Bronzong in a sense that it learns Trick Room. It does. Yeah, I'm worried about Trevenant. I'm just going to helping hand to it and Psycho Boost the Trevenant. Get that threat out of there. Yep, because I figured a Protect might happen because helping hand Psycho Boost into that slot is very free. Yeah, let's go, Dio, and we know this isn't Sash. Get the hell out of my sight, baby. Get the hell out of my sight. Let's go. Let's go. Get that threat out of here. Get that threat out of here. That's what I like to see, baby. That is exactly what we like to see here. Whew. Gonna Thunderbolt you, and I'm gonna snarl this time because I feel like it's very obvious that I click Helping Hand. So I'm gonna snarl because I don't think that she'll go for the Thunderclap that turn. Mainly because I'm trying to prevent myself from being swept in the endgame. Can you land, Sneasel? Can you please land, my Sneasel? Please. Dragon Pulse is expected. Yup. I really wish Sneasel would land, man. I truly do. It is what it is, though. Oh, let's go! Oh, I thought I missed. All right, we did land it on that Mon, though. Oh, okay, my bad. I didn't realize. It's so passive-aggressive. It's so passive-aggressive. What? It will be chosen. Yeah, I know. So in order for Olivia to win right here, she would have to Thunderbolt, slow down, and basically she'd have to para. She'd have to para. So high horsepower always into this. She would have to para me. And then I simply go for the Drain Punch into the Volcanion. I refuse to believe Volcanion's faster than me. If it becomes pure electric, that doesn't matter. Yeah, pure electric does not matter. Does not matter at all. This will not be beating AV Mudsdale plus this, provided I don't get unlucky. Yeah, okay, my ape is faster as expected. So beautiful. That goes down. Let's land our high horsepower. Let's get this double down. Let's get it back. Let's get it back. Beautiful. All right, that is 0. Yeah, let's go. All right, we got the run back. We got the run back. Yeah, we just Rage Fist. Beautiful. And then you go down. All right. I think we always end up bringing the same 4. I don't think we go Trick Room mode here. I think Trevenant is way too much of a threat. I think Trevenant's way too much of a threat to mess with a Trick Room mode. I really do. I truly, truly do. Trevenant is just too good into me. Too good. I was able to Oko Tinkaton as well, so we know it's not Sash. Battle again with the same rules. Let's see how we go. Oof. Close as hell. It sucks I revealed Rest so early. If Sneasel could like land a Snarl, that would be phenomenal. That would be amazing, I'll be honest. That would be absolutely amazing. I think she's going to end up going for the Veil mode again. I feel like that's safest. I like you in the back always. Even though you can't really deal with Trevenant, I like you in the back always, always, always. Double Fairy lead would be really good on her part, actually. I think Double Fairy lead would be very, very good. I really like the idea of Double Fairy lead. But having Sneasel in the back is real nice too. I could also just fake out. I could also just fake out the Ninetales if that happens. I just think this lead is just very strong in this game. And if things went a little bit differently game 1, it might not came into a game 3. But then again, that could say the same thing about game 2, right? So, Tinkaton being Terra Fairy is nasty. It definitely has like Encore and stuff. It's not AV though. We know it's not AV. His homie died. Torn plus that. Okay. Okay. Fake out on that Mon is relatively free. But I think the play is the Thunderbolt, Torn, and Helping Hand. Because if I fake out plus stop Veil, she'll go for like, she might Veil plus Tailwind. I think this is relatively free into the Torn slot because it's Terra Water. And we want to try and prevent that. She may also expect me to, like, best case scenario would be Ninetales protecting here. Let's see. Nice, all right. This is Life Orb, T-Bolt, Modest. Torn goes down, beautiful. Don't gotta worry about Torn. Do not have to worry about Torn at all. It's all special attackers in the back, so a simple Snarl will do. Great Icy win on the opponent's part. Great Icy win. Heat Wave coming out now, right? Heat Wave definitely coming out now. How do I adjust this? I need Dio alive. Actually, I think it's, once again, a Snarl plus Flash Cannon. Please. Because obviously you're going to tear out. Yeah, that's fine. My Sneasel is most likely faster. Yeah, my Sneasel is always faster than Volcanion. So please, as long as she Veils, plus does that, as long as I land Snarl, I'm okay. Yeah, that's fine. Please land Snarl. Please, for me. For me. This should still potentially bring it down to its Sash. Oh, just close, just shy. That's not too bad, though. It's not too bad. Yeah! All right! Lower that special attack, baby. That's what I like to see. Lower that special... And you know, we can see a Heat Wave miss. That'd be nice, too. Steam Eruption into who? My Sneasel? That's okay. That is okay. That is definitely okay. Because my ape comes out. My ape is definitely faster. I think I Terra Ghost my ape always. Terra Ghost you. You're -1. Do I Helping Hand or do I simply... I feel like I Helping Hand. Because it'll be 100 base power. We're assuming they hit me. Or do I provide Sneasel with backup for later? Do I switch into Mudsdale here? Is that a throw into the other one? I'm not sure. I think we just Snarl. I think we Snarl because if she double attacks an ape, I'll live both. And then I get the I get damage on Mr. Volk over there, which is what I need. Obviously, there's a lot of turns of Veil. I'm not sure if switching was the play there. I'm not 100% on what was the better play there, but I see win. Okay, yeah, no. This is great. She keeps giving me Defiant. I will super take a boost here. I will definitely take a boost here. Steam Eruption will not be killing my ape. Dude! Oh, no, wait, I thought that was ape. I thought ape got crit. I was upset for a second. I was like, whoa! Hey, yo! Whose side are you on, game? Whose side are you on? I was like, what? Why? I see win, Veil. I really was like, whose side you on? I think the play is to Rage Fist, Volcanion, and Heavy Slam this slot. Oh, fake tears. Oh! No! Wait. Does it even kill me? Does this kill? It probably does. It has to kill, right? Ape is so good! Oh, that doesn't matter. I still kill. You give me like a billion boosts. Ape is so good, man. Ape is so good. All right, last mon. Please, be Raging Bolt. Be Raging Bolt, my friend. Be Raging Bolt. And we live as well, which is very important too. Burn. So actually, I think we win regardless here. Because I rest up with Ape, and I attack into that. Look how big this Mudsdale is. Can anybody tell? Have anybody seen how big this Mudsdale is? Woo! All right, it just comes down to is it Trevenant or not. I think it's Bolt. I think Bolt's really good into me. Come on. Be Bolt. Be Bolt. Be Bolt. Be Bolt. Raiden sounds like Raging Bolt. Yeah. Okay. Okay, there's not a lot of turns of Veil left. I got like 2 turns of Veil. Always rest with my Chesto. High horsepower. Thunderbolt, yep. Makes sense. Mudsdale, as long as you land 100 of these, we win. Because Dragon Pulse does not 2 a KO. Oh, you only need to land 2. Dragon Pulse does not 2 a KO me. And if she Dracos, we land that as well. Come on, Mudsdale. There's Dragon Pulse. It only does 31 to 40%. Yup. Look at AV Mudsdale go, baby. I got the horses in the back. Hey, we landed. And that's it. Yeah, LA Wakers go 2-0. Well, we're 2-1 in this. We go 2-1 again. But we're 2-0 now in the season. So, a great game, Liv. Oh my God, that first game was crazy. Also, it's way too early for me to be playing Pokemon. It's not early. I went to bed like at 7 a.m. And I didn't have my calm down pill today. But, woo! We did it. We end up winning 2-1. The rest of Chesto Ape did not do it in the first one. I'm very glad because that game That's like the mind games of VGC, right? Because that game would have been an L for me had it been Trevenant last Mon. But because Trevenant had come out twice and been O-code, which had been my goal to make sure that Mon doesn't come, I was able to continuously bring the same 4 and just do what I had to do. Definitely a scary Ninetales at the end, but man, that Snarl from Iceman actually came in clutch game 3 because it landed, so it meant that my homie lived and we were able to KO Volcanion, so everything worked out. Woof! VGC definitely gets me more passionate than singles. Maybe it's because I feel like I have 2 turns a turn, so like I don't really care if something happens to me on 1 turn, but when it happens twice in front of me, it's like, yo, calm down, game. Anyway, hope y'all enjoy it. Check out Olivia. I'll hit her up to do an interview if she's down, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. I'm here with my good friend, Olivia. Olivia, say hi to the people.
Hi to the people.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That was an insane game. Probably had my, it was AV Volcano. What? Why was it taking hits like it wasn't AV, but what? Oh my gosh, you can't
count. It has like no investment.
Yeah, you can't calc in VGC. You can't calc in VGC.
You can't calc in draft. That's way more of a draft thing than VGC thing.
Yeah, it feels rough because I can't put my little HP bar somewhere. But you want to talk about your team? That was a crazy set of games. By the way, this Mon, Trevenant, did not fight in any mocks. So my instant, and I looked at it, I was like, oh, this Mon is very threatening. It can 1v1 Diancie, Bronzong, and Mudsdale. Whenever I see it, I'm gonna kill it no matter what's next to it. Hoping.
No, that's completely fair, yeah.
Hoping that you don't bring it game 3 if we made it to that. That was like my whole thought process behind that.
No. So basically when I looked at this matchup, I DM'd it to the 2 people who I go to for like all of my building. I sent it to my good pal Luxance and my good pal Hopeless. And both of them immediately were like, oh my god, Joey has like no Volcanion counter. And I looked at that and I was like, wait a second. No, this actually, like, Volcanion itself, by the way, incredibly broken Mon. The more I ran through mocks, the more I realized I was so shocked this thing did not go round 1. And I'm so shocked it made it to like the back end of round 2.
I literally would have gotten it, by the way, if you didn't. Because it was going to be my DNC Volcanion. Well, it was a
pipe dream. Yeah. This truly should have been around 1 Mon. And the fact that I got it with Bolt made this matchup, at least on paper, a lot easier. Because I realized that like every Terra that you could even go for to check this Mon, I just win with Raging Bolt.
Yeah.
So we just leaned very heavily into that for prep. With the Raging Bolt in particular, I figured I was initially calm mind with leftovers because I kind of wanted to set up knowing that you had a lot of redirection on your team. And while I personally didn't think that Ferret would come, the more I mocked, the more I kept seeing Poltergeist come. And I fought like multiple different Terras of Poltergeist, weirdly enough. I was shocked that came to nearly every mock. Like, it came to more mocks than Manaphy, which was the number 2 threat to Diancie. It came to more mocks than Mudsdale and Hydrapple did. It came to more mocks than Sneasel and Deoxys did. Like, it was probably only brought less than Diancie.
Can you tell me the set they use? That way I can. I mean, it's not like I can't guess. It learns 4 moves.
Yeah, it was just a Violate with like Terra Fairy or Water with like Hospitality, and it just ran like Trick Room, Dual Stab,
and Rage Powder, right? Yeah.
And it did a lot. I actually at one point nearly threw Safety Goggles on my Alolan Ninetales just for that. But the item choice on that was so all over the place because I initially had Covert Cloak because on prep I knew that I need to enable Volcanion and Raging Bolt. So I was like, cool. I don't want to have to run Terra Ghost because that's an immediate tell of my item. I'm almost certainly Sash to anyone who's fighting Terra Ghost Ninetales. So I wanted to go Terra Water to try and bluff that I might not be Sash or I might be Sash. And I ran Covert Cloak initially, but Sneasel never came to games. So I then switched over to Safety Goggles at one point. And that was when I fought the 1 mock that I lost to Meteor Beam Deoxys plus Sneasel. And I was like, oh my god, this lead actually does kind of ruin my team. So I needed to switch to Sash. And then Ninetales was kind of meant to just really disrespect Annihilate.
Yeah, it looked like it did. Hell, like, hey, let me boost you as much as possible. I like that.
Literally, yeah. It was basically like, no, Annihilate is gonna run Defiant here, but I don't really care about that because Ninetales plus Terra Water Volcanion should be a near guarantee OHKO into any Annihilate set you could be bringing. Yeah. Because you would basically need to be like max for it to not land the 1-shot with Terra Water. And the plan was just quite literally fake tears and just go for Steam Eruption. And that kind of just claimed to kill into anything that wasn't Terra, Dragon, Water, or Grass.
Yeah.
So
And I originally had like Terra Dragon on Diancie, but I kept getting Draco Meteored on the turn I Terra'd by Raging Bolts, and I was like, yeah, okay, maybe I shouldn't be mocking the same person for 4 hours type. Not like
No,
4 hours straight.
That's
but you know
really,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like, yeah, because
Because
at that
the
point
first
you're
one
not
is
playing Olivia mock. You're playing a person who you fought, and now you're just styling on each other every turn.
No, quite literally, yeah. I've had to. Funny enough, I've actually had to talk to a few other coaches in the SPL about that this season because they keep doing that same trap.
Yeah.
So it's a fairly common trap that I used to fall in myself a lot with drafts. That's why I just kept it to like one mock per person. I think with one person I remocked. That was about it. I was like, okay, cool. If I don't notice anything too glaring, I'm fine. But the goal was basically just like Ninetales Volcanion was always my game 1 lead, no matter what combination of mons you brought. There was never a situation I was ever going to lead anything else. And especially after last week, when I clicked the wrong lead button, I literally wrote down on my notes, it was the first line, Volcanion Ninetales, game 1 lead. Do not care about what Joey brings.
Yeah, no.
It's always my game 1 lead.
Hey, I'm on the same. Sneasel, Deoxys Speed, always my game 1 lead, no matter what. And then my game 2 was going to be my Trick Room mode with A plus Deoxys, because if Trick Room ends, these two go ham in Trick Room, and then these two just go stupid out. Ape is impossible for you to kill, even if you dual target it with like Thunderbolt into Steam Eruption, because I have rest at run. Like I said, I brought the OU set, max HP, 196, low speed, and stuff like that. So it was basically impossible to kill in a hit, especially when you have a Life Orb Deoxys next to it doing damage to you. So it becomes a hard game like that. But after seeing Trevenant, I was like, I cannot bring Trick Room out at all. These all 3 lose to Trevenant very badly. Like
quite literally. That was exactly why I had Trevenant, actually. Because initially, that was the one mon that actually changed a lot. Everything else kind of stayed the same in my prep. Like the Torn was really just here for game 3 if I needed it, because I underpaced my Ninetales by 1 point for the Fake Tears interaction to Bleak Wind your team very quickly. Or I could just like go for Icy Wind and then immediately Bleak Wind and then Fake Tears on the next turn, or even Nasty Plot if I felt comfortable. But you leading off with 2 mons that just one-shot me, and I didn't want to burn my Terra because you have Thunderbolt and Dio.
Yeah.
Never a situation I could have, unfortunately. Kind of wish I brought Grass for that, but it is what it is. I was 50-50 on the Grass or Water on Torn. But like Tink was the same. It was really just here to kind of shut down like any opposing stuff game 2, and especially for like Trick Room was good to just fake out. And it gave me a slow line.
I like this combo a lot. So it lets you Fake Tears DNC. I like that combo a lot.
It just made sure that Volcanion, again, the goal was just to make sure Volcanion and Raging Bolt could OHKO anything they were next to. To make sure that that was the situation. But Trevenant was initially actually Conkeldurr, because I was thinking...
Conk was what I expected,
like, I was thinking just on like a very baseline level. I was like, okay, cool. Conkeldurr in Trick Room is slower than most of Joey's team. Yep. Therefore, it has to be good here.
And you can Hammer Arm too to make yourself slower.
Exactly. So actually, I wasn't thinking about Hammer Arm, but that's another point to it. I was actually going to go Brick Break.
Like Brick Break for future weeks if you want to Hammer Arm.
Oh, of course. Like there were a lot of ways that even outside of that, the only mons that underpaced didn't really threaten me too much, because it was like Hydropple and Mudsdale. Mudsdale, I would have had plenty of other mons to KO, so it wasn't too big of a deal.
This is my tech for Conk. It was counter.
Straight up, would have never hit that mon with a physical move.
No, I mean, but I end up once it's AV, sometimes you can't actually take it down, and that's also why I changed. Ape was like a different set, and I changed it to this because I was like, yo, I'm getting messed up by Conk under Trick Room. Like these Deoxys plus Sneasel will always nab me 1, no matter what. They'll always nab me 1 because I can choose who my target is with Deoxys. Especially when you didn't have like Steel Terras as your Terras like in Torn, so I didn't have to like bother predicting it in Terra Blast grounding or anything. Because like Thunderbolt, Flash Cannon, Psycho Boost is just so strong, period. And the Terra Blast ground, obviously, you saw what it did to Tinkaton. But
yeah, it did way too much.
Yeah. I was like, don't be Shuckaberry. You're not Shuckaberry. Don't be.
I had Shuckaberry at one point actually, and it was changed last second to Mirror Herb. That was one of 2 mons that like the item slot changed on. It was like that in Ninetales. Tinkaton straight up, I asked 20 minutes before I played like 3 different people, like, hey, what item do I run on this? None of them got back to me. I was like, cool, I'm just gonna keep Mirror Herb because it was the last thing that I heard. Because I was between, Air Balloon, Shuckaberry, Rocky Helmet, Akaberry, Citrus Berry, Aguav Berry, Mental Herb, and Mirror Herb. And I'm sure there were others that I'm forgetting about.
There's
that I ran through at one point.
Cloak ever came as an option?
No, because initially I had it on Ninetales and I just never thought to move to Tank.
Fair.
Though frankly, Cloak actually would have probably been very good. I think that might have actually sealed me game 2 if I did.
Yeah, for sure.
It was like that or Shucka would have probably been the item choice there. But I brought it mostly for Ape because I figured if I Icy Wind into Annihilate with Tinkaton, if I get into a situation where like that passive combination is just not great, I could just Icy Wind, take advantage of the +2 and just go for Player Off, and it's another means of handling Ape.
Yeah.
Because it was one of the scarier things. But the combination of Ape, Manaphy, and Diancie was like very scary, so I leaned a lot of my prep into it. And that's kind of where we get into the Conch change to Trevenant, because it's a really free thing to just lean to all three. And initially I was thinking of like, oh, okay, what defensive Terra can I run to like combat? And when I was building with Hopeless was like, no, just go Stellar, and Oko's everything.
Makes sense.
And I started running Calx. Oko's literally everything people.
Yeah, absolutely
it's like
does.
the one thing that could just kind of nail Mudsdale unless you go for like a Terra Steel on it. But that implied that you would assume I'm gonna Terra my Trevenant of all things, which I figured you were just not gonna mock it, frankly. So it's out well with me in that regard.
Absolutely. But I was also
And
like,
then-
that's like I said, literally why whenever I saw that mon, I targeted down. Like immediately. That I don't care what was next to it. I didn't care that the Terra Water Volcanion was next to it. I just literally, I have to kill Trevenant. If I have any shot of winning this game, I have to kill Trevenant. The game one where I rested, by the way, is because I thought you double attack into Ape. Because I'd live the double attack, and I was like, okay, I'll be at full. I'll KO. I think that was a turn where Ninetales was out. I'll KO Ninetales, so it can't encore me. And then I'm I have like a 150 base power Ape. I think even more because he went for Icy Wind because of the Defiant boost. So I was like, all right, I'll be fine. I'll get some.
Yeah, it took me a few minutes to realize. I kept running through. I was like, why did Joey click that? Like, and I started being like, oh my god, that was such a dumb play that worked out. And then I was like, wait a second, no, actually, because I realized my field position. I was like, oh no, Joey's attempting to snarl. He probably is very confident that Ape is gonna like survive a bunch of hits. I cannot actually, like, that's 100% why I did it. I was like, okay, so the play makes sense now in my head. And it, like, unfortunately, it just worked out really well because I couldn't just Poltergeist out with Trevenant. Obviously, I mean, you just flat out killed it, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Yeah.
It went from, man, this is going to work really well to catch, like, a final Gambit Annihilate, or it's just going to catch really well to, like, get my special attack back. And then it went to, oh my god, I'm in a really terrible position now. I can't actually do anything. Because he tried to go for that pass.
When Sneasel missed on the 1 HP Ninetales, and obviously Volcanion as well, I was like, crap. Because like Veil, for me, Veil was whatever because I have 2 Pokemon that can outlast Veil, and that's Mudsdale. You saw how little it took from boosted Dragon Pulse.
Nothing.
Yeah, and it led the Terra Water Steam Eruption. Like, so I have in at 8. So I was like, okay, I'll keep my I'll keep my survival with Sneasel because Sneasel would stay alive. And then depending on what you have in the back, like I can potentially still do things. Like, and also Deoxys would have lived obviously too because I KO Ninetales. I lived the Heat Wave from Homie. And then bring down the Sash. I was like, okay, depending on what she brings out, my Deoxys is actually my Deoxys is still faster than everything on the team besides Torn. So I still have the option to outplay like what's it called? Thunderclap, because I was assuming that was in the back. With like Helping Hand Sneasel into a Thunderbolt on Volcanion because I already had damage on it. I was like, okay, so this could still get me back into the game because Ape plus Mudsdale will beat everything in the back besides Trev. And then obviously rest would make me beat Trev, which is really interesting. Yeah. That's cool. I could have bulked up with the hit and rested.
It was a very unfortunate sequence at that point, but thankfully it didn't really matter too much game one because of the snarl misses. I think realistically this was a very, very interesting matchup because I feel like a lot of the teams that I played in mocks had such a different composition, which is, I guess that's like one of the good parts about draft is that like you don't really know what's gonna come. But I thought like 2 halves of what you brought, but never like that combination together. Like it was never Deoxys plus like Annihilate as the win con. It was all like Annihilate was always there, but it was always kind of just like defensive Terras and meant to just kind of like sit on the field or like Final Gambit something just for like a last ditch effort. Like I thought like Terra Electric would like bulk up Final Gambit over rest, just to try and like nail my Raging Bolt in case I tried to go for Thunderclap into it. And it still at least could kill the partner spot confidently. Or like the Dio was like Meteor Beam as I was telling you before, or just like a bunch of other stuff. Like
Meteor Beam definitely crossed my mind as well, by the way. But we opted for Life Orb for just super strong. Like I was extra belt initially, but I missed out on a roll on Ninetale. I was like F this. Then my friend Genesis said go Life Orb because Tony said extra belt, and I used it, and I was like, why did Ninetales live this? And I know it's not Sash. This is very sad. So we went Life Orb, then we made it instead of, it originally had Icy Wind as well, but we were like, there's no point in Icy winning your team. It doesn't do enough. Deoxys is strong. It shouldn't be, like, why am I Icy winning these guys to slow them down? There's a good chance, unless Tailwind's up, which Torn could have obviously done, which is why I attacked it. I was like, okay, if she gets Veil plus Tailwind, that could be problematic. I'll rather let her get one than the other. And obviously, in my mind, it's like she won't protect because I can fake out one. And it could be it could be a wasted turn on the other as well. Like this I can only fake out one mon basically. So you get either Veil or Tailwind, and I think both helped you out. So I went under that assumption, and I was like, let me just commit to her getting Veil and ideally not Tailwind, and yeah.
It was a really good call to make, because I nearly did click Protect, and I kind of outlined it initially. Like at Team Preview, I was like, oh yeah, no, I can click Protect, I can scout for it, and I was like, wait a second, no, because if I click Protect, and Joey does just nail my Ninetales, I'd lose the game at that point, because I don't have the support I need. So no, it was a really good call, because, I mean, if I click Protect into the sequence you did, I think I won the game. Yes. But unfortunately, though, because, like, that was always a situation I could have never put myself in, because Torn was my most expendable piece there, and it was still possible to come back. I think especially if I faked Tears into Mudsdale instead, I had a little bit better of a chance, albeit not perfect, but a little bit better on that game 3. But because of the fact that I sacked Torn, it gave me that opportunity to win anyway. If I click Protect on Torn and you did just nail my Ninetales, I had no out, because Ninetales was my clutch piece in that game. It made the Volcanion as terrifying as it was in the Raging Bolt.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. Can I just say I love the prep. I love the fact that this pick shut down this mode, which was always my game 2 mode, was so beautiful. I was talking about, like, in the end of my video, I was like, I really love the psychological aspect of Pokemon, because I'm pretty sure, because Trevenant got OHKO'd every single game it came out, she's not gonna bring it. Like,
so it was kind of that. My plan was always game 3 Torn if it made it to game 3, because I figured that you would just not respect it. It just so happened that, as you mentioned, like, it was a very rare scenario for me to bench one of the other 3. So it kind of just had to be Trevenant, unfortunately.
I mean, these 3 are broken.
They're so good into you. And I realized, like, immediately, because I tried benching Ninetales for game 2, because I figured you'd just hardline into it knowing that I was Sash. I was like, okay, I can't bring it. But I was like, oh no, it doesn't really matter that Joey knows I'm Sash, because it does just kind of win me the game.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, unfortunately, I
was trying to keep Ninetales alive. Honestly, I felt Ninetales was a liability for you being alive. Like, the fact that you faked Tears and Icy Wind, you basically made Ape be able to kill Mons, which is in my opinion, it wasn't the biggest deal in the world until I started getting Snarl dropped. It was more, my goal was always just to straight up boost. Yeah, because you OHKO it with you fairy.
I knew I could kill it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, the greater issue was just the fact that I let Mudsdale live way too long, and that kind of became an issue. Because if I Steam Eruption into that, and then I just let you Rage Fist my Volcanion, I could have gotten to that situation in the end game to just go for the fake Tears and Thunderbolt, and that was where I think my big choke was in that prep. I should have just secured the Mudsdale KO. Well, at least for the game 3 line. Yeah. Though frankly, there were still a lot of 50-50s that could have happened with that.
Also, I could rest whenever, and if I rest, you don't kill me ever. Like, ever.
Well, the -2 Thunderbolt would have, because I would have outpaced. I wouldn't have had to worry about Thunderclap damage at that point.
But you're talking about a scenario where both Ninetales plus that's alive. That's why I targeted. Ninetales as well.
No, with game 3, when you Rage Fisted my Volcanion to kill it and you Heavy Slammed, I should have, instead of fake Tearsing your Annihilate, I should have fake Tears the Mudsdale that turn. That's what I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Because that's where I would have gotten to that Ninetales Bolt endgame that I was talking about, and then I could have fake Tears plus Thunderbolt, and that was a guaranteed one shot, even though max Ape.
Where you had already Icy Wind me at that point, right?
Yeah. So you would have still killed my Volcanion, like, guaranteed at that point. And your Annihilate would have still claimed to kill if it got to that point, but my Raging Bolt would have guaranteed outpace, so it would never really.
So you knocked me out. Yeah. That could have worked too. Yeah. Shoot, I'm glad I won.
Yeah, that was the big thing. I mean, frankly, there were so many different 50-50s that could have come up in that game that it was one of those things, as you mentioned, very psychological. Like it's one of those things that the second I call one of those wrong, it's like game losing. And unfortunately, like I got a lot of them right at a certain point until like the very end of it. But it is what it is. I mean, frankly, to even get into that situation, you know, both people have to be kind of keeping each other on their toes. So it's just one of those things that like just is really great about draft and Pokemon in general.
No, I agree. It was really, really like a crazy game. Like I said, I kept getting upset. I was like, no, she crit me. But it was when I just kept watching my Sneasel die, and I kept thinking it was Annihilate being attacked. I was like, wait, that's Sneasel. That's Sneasel. Wait, that's my Focus Sash Mon. That's okay. That Mon died.
Yeah, it was also really funny too, because a lot of the hacks in game 1, I was running through back and I was like, wait a second, this burn didn't matter. Wait a second, this burn also didn't matter. The thing though that really did matter though,
if I hit Snarl, I think I win the game.
Yeah, I think if you hit the snarl, that was game ending,
Yeah,
and that's why that was another reason I was like, oh no, I won this because I dodged a snarl. I can't bring Ninetales.
Yeah, because I killed Tails, which was my 1 HP. I weakened Volcanion, which actually, so my stash is still intact. There's no icy
I
wind.
would have just straight up died.
Yeah, you can't kill Dio at all. You don't kill Sneasel either. And then I can still attack. Basically, as long as there's no icy wind speed drop and my ape outspeeds everything, I can win. And I'm
you
guaranteed.
still have Terra too.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm guaranteed a hit next
win.
turn as well with Deoxys because Terra Ground potentially as well.
No, exactly. Yeah, it was just a very terrifying spot to be in, and I don't know. I think I got in my own head a bit, but it is what it is. It's what happens when you play someone that's as comfortable with just competitive Pokemon as you are.
Yeah, but I'm not comfortable with VGC at all. You're definitely more comfortable with that than I am. I love the.
That's my Amo game. I haven't played in 3 months.
But you make content on it. That's close enough.
It's okay. Listen, it's fine. I'll fight you in playoffs. It's so real.
You also fought me, and you used Mega Blaziken in V-Create.
That wasn't VGC though.
That was V-Create starts with a V.
It doesn't count. It doesn't
starts with a V.
count.
If you didn't.
Yes, and that's can I listen, let's just load up on Very Real Switch next time, and I'll bring V-Create Volcano.
No, we're not playing that anymore.
Why not? That sounds fun though. V-Create Volcano and Contrary. Yeah, you wanna kill my Volcano again? Let's see if we can do that behind Hill.
I really like your squad. I really respect your squad. I think it's really, really strong, and I'm excited to see how the rest of your season goes. Obviously, like you said, this week every game could have went anyway, so this could easily have been a 2-0 your win, or
it could have been a 2-0, 0-2, 1-2, 4.
Exactly.
Really could have went either way.
So I think it definitely could have. But very, very strong team. Love your prep. Cool nicknames as well. And
thank you. Yeah, I felt a lot more confident with my prep this time around because my game 1, I felt very shaky. I think I was just underprepared. This time, even with the loss, I don't really think, like, even with a couple of 50-50s I got wrong, there's not really a huge moment that I think I regret with this week at least. So I feel very confident still, despite being 0-2 going into next week at least.
Oh yeah, so, we got 6 weeks left, and also, yeah, I'm literally not confident even though I'm 2-0, like, at all. Because
listen, that's so real.
I got the gauntlet coming up next, so they have the rest of you're my VGC opponent. I also got to fight James. I got to fight Moxie, like Joe. The list goes on and on. It's like, can I just play?
Thankfully, even for my like really VGC sweat opponents, like or even just for my really draft sweat opponents as well, or just everyone on my schedule. Thankfully, my weirdest matchups, for lack of a better way to put it, because it was like matchups where both I had really good options to just KO their mons, but they had like one thing I just kind of murder my team. Those are out of the way. These are matchups from here that I'm just straight up confident in. So I should hopefully be fine despite the opponents that are coming.
No, I think you're gonna be good here too. I also liked just one more thing I want to say. I also liked Scarf Ninetales into my team a lot with the Trick Room guy protecting the
almost
back.
Brought it, but I figured that I didn't want to get ruined by your Trick Room.
Fair.
It was specifically for that. And also I figured, I think I vaguely talked about it when I was doing my week 1. I wasn't sure if you were watching the game I streamed in the SPL server or not for that, but I figured if you saw me bring that, I was like, oh, I don't want to become like predictable with Scarf Ninetales every week, even though it happened.
I only caught the tail end of that game with the shocks, because I mean that's the bad thing about us playing, and then we're like 2 weeks ahead, because I was like, and then you stream the game, you risk certain things being shown that might not actually be shown. And there
it was just a whole mental game of, if Joey knew I brought that week 1, he might not be exactly above thinking I'll bring it into the Deoxys.
Yeah, exactly.
And if I lock Auroraville and you happen to ring like Brick Break, Screens, Dio Speed, or like Brick Break Annihilate, or just any other Brick Break bond that could have come into this game, like I was not committing to locking Veil and then just getting into that type of situation. And Sash or Covert Cloak or Goggles even for Poltergeist, which was weirdly enough, like I think the 4th biggest threat into my team. I did not respect Dio, frankly, and credit where due, you showed that Mon actually does kind of respect the pick. I still think it was a bit early, but you showed at least respect enough to be drafted. Calling it
was it second or
5
third?
worst picks of the draft was a bit hyperbole, but that Mon was fire, and I think I did not respect it as much as I should have.
No, I was talking, and I was thinking that I don't remember if I got Dio 2nd or 3rd. Let me check real quick.
It was your 3rd pick, because the DNC and Annihilate combo was right before
it was broken. Oh yeah, no. Dio was one of the it was the fast Mon on the board. And for me, it felt like it could be a Regieleki of sorts. I don't need any investment in speed. Like I still outspeed some Mons with Tailwind.
Coverage.
Yeah.
No, that credit where due, like that mon absolutely pulled through. I was shocked by how much it did because I was thinking on paper, oh, I mean it's like 95, 95. I get in singles, that's a big deal, but there's a lot of screens and support that comes in doubles. There's a lot of different ways to like mitigate damage or just straight up enable yourself to outpace stuff very quickly. That mon's not gonna perform, and no, it absolutely performed. It was my only time I lost a prep mock like at all. So
big deal.
Credit where due.
Let's
respect
go.
it now.
You know, and I was on that note, like even though Sneasel missed Snarl, the helping hand really like it was really cool.
Kicker, yeah.
VGC makes me respect like my viewers. Obviously, you know, again we're 2 weeks ahead, so they don't know about any of the games. So they don't know about my game 3 versus Cybertron and stuff like that, where Ferret really pulled through. So like I'm like legit thinking, should I trade Poltergeist for Sentra and have 2 Ferrets on my team? Because it's crazy how well these little babies can just, first, not a baby, that's kind of disrespectful, but you know what I mean, like how these mons can just do so much. Like they don't even Sneasel's a good mon, period, right? Outside of VGC,
so Sneasel has plenty of good merit, and even in doubles it's had merit at times.
Yeah, Inner Focus is beautiful.
In Gen 8, for example.
This mon's sick. So it's really cool to see like how they put in work. Like I'm just basic. I'm hyped. I'm hyped for the rest of the season. Show off my mons. I still haven't gotten Bronzon to come out in a game as well, even though I brought it both games.
I mean, frankly, that was the one ththing I saw as much as DNC. Well, sorry, I saw it like 3 out of 4 mocks that I did, and it was always like every time I saw it, I was like, oh, thank God, someone brought Bronzon, because it's just a free fake tears plus steam eruption. That mon always dies.
Yeah. The cool thing was obviously the light screen for Ape meant Ape does not care. I was at 8% in a mock. Light screen was up. Raging Bolt was -2. Thunderclap did 6, and I rested.
Oh, that's vile.
Not Thunderclap. I didn't Thunderclap. Because I had already rested before. I Rage Fist, but Thunderclap did 6. Unfortunately, I got crit, but I calced it, and it only does 6. I was at 8, but yeah, that was just the fun stuff. Like
straight up, that's just heinous. I hate that for you.
Anyway, please check out Olivia. She's great. Channel link will be down below. You have anything else you want to say to the people before we hop off?
I'm manifesting the 4-4 Joey season. I feel like it'd just be funny.
Well,
it'd be really
for
funny.
Me. I would like to. I'm good with 2-6. I'll be honest at this point. I had some good games.
I didn't want to be mean and say 2-6. I hope you get some wins. But a 4-4 season after how much you've dominated this gen would be really funny. You'd still probably make playoffs with that.
4-4 is enough to make playoffs. That doesn't matter. Like,
yeah. But it would just be really funny to see the, like, I mean, both that you did so well into a format with your roster of people that you're playing against for your schedule, but also just to see that it is technically your worst season, even though you're fighting such an uphill battle.
I mean, 4-4 wouldn't even be my worst season. I'm pretty sure I went 4-4 and made playoffs before. I went 5-3. I think the 5-3s were worse.
I don't think you've had a neutral season yet. I know you've gotten close, but I don't think you've had a neutral season yet. It would just be funny to see. But I'm also just manifesting bad luck. For real, though, I hope you do great this season.
Thank you.
Your team is really cool, and I think you're going to kill it.
Thank you. That's what I hope to show off. Just a bunch of cool mons that people don't expect, and they put in work forever.
Yeah.
Until I lose in playoffs.
No, that's real.
Or stumble to finals and then actually try. That's the thing. But hope y'all enjoyed. Check out Olivia. Please, channel link down below. See you on the next one. Peace.